Naked Heart Revolution is the go-to podcast for high-achieving individuals seeking to transform their relationships and life. Hosted by Jenny Bingham, an intimacy reset coach. Each episode explores emotional reconnection, personal growth, or business insight through expert guests sharing real stories and strategies. Whether you want to deepen your connection with your partner or elevate your business, this podcast delivers the tools and mindset shifts needed for lasting change. Subscribe to join the community focused on intentional healing and empowerment. Reverend Dr. Denise Gillard. Now That's a mouthful.
It
beautiful, is. Beautiful. Share with me. Please tell us your story.
So I have been coaching probably for 25 years, but officially for just before COVID, right? I added that to all the things that I was doing because I was doing it anyways, but I wanted to create my own business so that I could support the mission works and ministries that I am involved in, but also that I could reach different kinds of people in different ways. Besides that journey, I am a pastor of a church that is a little bit different than the norm, not in terms of theology, very, very clear and straightforward theology in terms of the Christian faith, but we meet online. The vision is to have almost like cell groups, small groups in different parts of the world and different parts of the country, meeting together around what's delivered online and then having discussions and fellowship and things out of that. And as well as we meet once a month in person for a celebration service. So I have that. I have quite a few initiatives or hands in quite a few pots, which now at this stage of my life, I'm bringing them together closer and closer. I love what I do. I love people. I love God. I love life. So, my desire for this stage of my coaching journey is to scale. When I say scale, I have to be careful. I don't want to use scale in the sense of what other people might think. So I'm going to use the word grow instead. I want to reach more women. My target, like in my coaching practice, I didn't coach just women. I coached men, I coached women, and I coached small nonprofit organizations. So we always said coaching and consulting, and I love that. I also was a business coach with the Canadian Black Chamber of Commerce, where I was that coach that helped people get to their first $100,000. I'm really good at helping people on their journeys. So now with what I'm doing, I'm targeting Christian women who are overgiving, they give so much. And they do it because they think this is what God wants of them. That's not true. They have nothing left for themselves, so I want them to give out of overflow, not give out of scarce. So that's what I'm working on rebuilding.
So many questions come to mind of everything that you share. Okay, so first question. You said you mainly help Christian women give from their overflow.
That's the goal of this. That's the goal of what I'm doing now. My relaunch, that's where I'm starting.
Okay.
Because I do have, businesses or whatever that I do consulting work with. But in terms of the coaching and coming back into the coaching world, that's what I'm doing.
Nice. So then what type of women would be needing to know how to work with their overflow? Would it be the women with children? Would it be women that's owning their own little business? Would it be women that are in a relationship?
I think it's women 40 and older, right? Like they've lived some life. whether they're married or not married is not a issue. Whether they're divorced or whether they're business owners or not, they could be anything from stay-at-home moms to, but they're Christian, they're 40 and over, so they've lived some life. And around that time, many women need a reset. Or some of the things that we've learned, or we've been conditioned to believe about God, believe about ourselves. Life has already proven that these things could be a little bit off, and that's very draining. And it can be quite heartbreaking and quite, it can suck the life out of you. So, those are the type of women that I want to serve and coach, because been there, done that, not going back.
Perfect. So you want to share that knowledge, that experience, so they could, kind of skip over that hardship that you went through, and you could guide them over it.
I don't think I can guide anybody over it. I think these are women who want to come through it, and I can coach, mentor, and guide people through that so that they're able to navigate, and not just navigate through for the sake of going through, but become who they were really destined to be, and serve and lead and innovate out of their real selves.
So, I'm going to say I'm Juliet. Now, and I'm thinking of a particular person, a woman of Christian faith, very devoted, going and always putting time in doing Bible studies, always putting time in going to church and having study groups. Been alone for about 9 years, and frustrated, and always just taking care of her two grown children, and it just keep going. No time for self-helping, taking care of self. No time for socializing in just a relaxed manner. No time for doing things that are personal hobbies. Just going to church, doing the Bible study, cleaning, cooking, everything's at home, everything's set. Okay, here we go. And when the question, well, is there something you would like to do or something you want to do? No, I can't because I have this. No, I can't because I have that. Mind you, at the same time, you could see on her face, very lonely or tired, but not willing to actually say anything or admit anything or change. Would you have?
So that's more of a, in a way, we're not role playing. It's really more of a narrative of a person. And perhaps one of the things that comes to my mind is like, where would I begin? So there's this person, as you've described. Did you say her name was Juliet?
I said that. Correct. Yes.
So where you've described Juliet and all of these things around her, I wouldn't, the first thing that I would do is take some time to get to know Juliet as much as she would let me, which usually if somebody's really busy and doing all these things, they've got a shell around them. So I might start with, sharing my story with Juliet, right? There was a time, Juliet, in my life when I looked up and found myself on a hospital bed. I looked up and I found myself in the ICU. And I wondered, how did I end up here? How did I get here? I'm a woman of God. I serve faithfully. I'm a pastor. I love the Lord. I believe in healing. I've laid hands on people, prayed for them, and seen lumps disappear and all kinds of good things. But here I am on my back, flat, helpless. Girl, they have me tied up. I had pampers, you understand? No, this was serious. And I was like, God. And I know who God is, so I wasn't going to curse him and die. But I just was like, is this what you really have for me? And Juliet, I heard God say, no, That's not what I have for you.
Nice.
And I just wept. Juliet, I began to think about all of the things I do. And, as a sister or a Christian, a woman of God, we know the story of Martha and Mary. Mary was sitting, taking in everything that the Lord had to say. Martha's running around. And it's nothing wrong with wanting to provide for people, to give them what they need, hospitality. But I on my bed. And girl, I've preached this before, but I finally got it on my bed on the back. That Martha wasn't doing this to just be hospitable. She wasn't doing this from a place of, being good and comfortable in her own skin and sharing her gifts. Martha was just running around doing all of these things, motivated by this desire to be seen, to please God, to do the right thing, to do. And, when Jesus turned to her and said what he said to her, because you know what? She was so caught up in do, and not being, that it was coming from a wrong place, because she was accusing her sister publicly of not helping her. And when think about what he said to her. I was on my hospital bed, and when the Lord said, no, that's not what I have for you, I felt just like Martha when he said, leave Mary alone. She's doing the right thing. You're busy worrying about this and that. And I began to think about, why am I doing what I'm doing and losing myself when that's not what God wants? How does that resound with you in any way, Juliet? Does it make sense to you?
Oh boy, I have chills right now. Like I have goosebumps right now, just the way you shared it. Now for me, I have a better understanding when, however this situation is with the person, you make sure to connect with them where they are at, so they understand, so they're actually able to see that you're both on the same understanding path, and then you'll just continue with the program with them in that sense. Ooh, my whole body is just kind of like shivering a little bit. Thank you.
Well, I give God the glory, because so many of us are working from our nothing vapors, and that's not what God has for us.
And you are here to help them remember and see and go towards, okay, take care of themselves, and then work on, as you said, the overflow that they have now.
Yeah, work from the overflow. That's what he wants for us.
Wow.
Work from the overflow.
I'm having a hard time breathing just because of everything you shared with me, sir. Wow.
Well, it's true. So give God the glory. That's just a little part of the journey, just a little part. I have learned a lot, and I long to guide and give that gift and coach strong, not just decision making, but action. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that deep moment of when you were in the hospital and stuff like that, and just how connected with Juliet. I'm sure there's many Juliet types of people out there, so it'll definitely resonate with quite a few. Okay, so this is something that you are bringing to women of faith out there. When you're ready, or is there somewhere that would be able to start looking at information about you or way to connect with you, or is that will be coming up in the future?
Yeah, thank you for asking. Well, I'm already doing some one-on-one with women. Right now, I have a teeny tiny space to do free one-on-one, coaching 5 days in a row, as per the model that we're working with. I am currently going to be offering those one-on-one challenges. I'm going to do that for a little while, and as part of those one-on-one challenges, I'm going to make an offer. See if people want to enroll in a more formalized program that I have developed that I'm really excited about. So This is a great time for women to get on the ground floor. These would be women who are serious about making changes, serious about seeing the difference, serious about building and growing in all spheres of life. So whether that's they're in business, financially, leadership, a lot of leadership women, a lot of us are caught in this trap. It's a trap. So people could check me out on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page. You can just look Denise Gillard on Facebook. I do have a coaching practice, My Divine Appointment. That's what it's called. I'm, inviting people to make appointments with themselves and go through a journey. I've got all those socials, as people say.
Which one would be the best one?
Right now, I would say the Facebook, just Denise Gillard. You can find me on Facebook, and just DM me, send me a message, a message, or what else could people do? They could text me at my phone. So I'm not quite sure where you're sharing this, but my phone number is pretty public because everything I do is public. So that's 416-939-1702. So that people can text me and we can set up a conversation. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. Is it better to address you as thank you very much, Reverend or Reverend Doctor?
As long as you don't call me Mud, I am cool because I'm a child of God. Listen, for part of my life, I went through my whole life and the kids called me Pasta D. They had accent. I sounded like a spaghetti dish or something. But people call me, I lost my first name. For some people, they just call me Rev. I'm really known as Rev everywhere you go. But it doesn't matter to me. Just, and Denise is my second name, not my first name. So you can't lose. You can call me Rev. You can call me Rev Doctor. Whatever makes you feel good. Just as my mom said, don't call me Mud. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds good.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Rev Doctor. I don't know, Rev Dr. D, I guess. Okay. Until next time.
Bless you. Thank you.